studio eating some cashews. Healthier lunch alternative. And I noticed today pulling into the office that a few more of the restaurants have reopened. Just cut back their hours a bit. So I don't want to take our foot off the pedal when we're talking about coronavirus and all the emphasis that we've had on it. I never thought I would do so many shows on this. Just did a research piece that I'm looking up. I think I'm going to do Saturday morning, and it's like, why are viruses that seem to start in bats so virulent? I didn't realize that almost every one of the big outbreaks, including Ebola a while ago, all originated in a bat. Then you ask the question, why did God put bats on the earth in the first place? And you can go into that. But here's the question I have for you today. Did you succumb to all the craziness? Because 100% of the people that I have talked to that have gone into a grocery store, a drug store, some retail store over the last week bought extra something. They bought extra toilet paper. They bought extra bottled water. And I've asked people, I said, why? What are you fearful of? What are you worrying about? That everything's going to shut down? You won't have enough tap water? Toilet paper? But did you succumb to the concept of buying extra milk? And I'll ask you why. Why? Why do you think you needed extra milk? And let me ask you this question. Why do you think you needed dairy milk at all? Why did you need cow's milk? So I entitled today's show, Who Invited the Cow to Dinner? And I did a research piece on cow's milk a number of years ago. I did a couple seminars entitled that, Who Invited the Cow to Dinner? And people are astounded when you look at all of the research that says there isn't a reason in the world, not one, about why we consume cow's milk. You could say, well, I like the taste of it. I could say the only logical reason that I can think of is it does taste good with Oreo cookies, of which I don't really have. But we were told our kids needed milk. We got those little half-pint containers when we were in first and second and third grade. Now, so many years later, we find out that we gave it to the kids because they were growing. We wanted their bones to keep up. We wanted it as some sort of calcium source. But now we're finding that it didn't really work. In fact, it worked in the opposite. It actually impeded bone growth and calcium absorption. When we do and work with somebody that's battling cancer, we tell them, get rid of the dairy. When we work with somebody that has allergies, we say, get rid of the dairy. When we talk to somebody who has rheumatoid arthritis or some joint issue, we tell them, get rid of the dairy. So in the midst of the corona outbreak, I'm telling you, get rid of the dairy. But everybody's buying extra milk. I don't know of one good logical reason for it. It's going to go out of date. Quite honestly, your kids shouldn't be drinking it. There's all kind of other non-dairy milk alternatives if you need it for your cereal or whatever that are much healthier for you. Now I'm going to give you one today. No, Len, here, wait a minute. Before you go on, I'm telling you, I'm not drinking that whole milk. I'm drinking 2%. Really? You think that's better? 2% milk fat. Much less than whole milk, right? Which is 4 or 6%. So we took a lot of the fat out of the milk, and we think that's better for us, right? Yeah, 2%. My mother told me to drink 2%. So how about if I told you this? If we did a study on you drinking your 2%, And we found somebody else over there that's drinking 1%. So we're going to cut the fat by 1%. That's it. 2% versus 1%. I'm going to say any percent. But we found out that drinking 2% milk ages you substantially faster than 1%. And I would say if we put another person in this group and said that person drinking 1% and this person is drinking almond milk, the person drinking the almond milk will age substantially less fast. This is a scientific study. Now, I have friends in the dairy industry, and I don't want to go against them, but I can't think in today's world of a logical reason you should be drinking dairy milk. Not one. So I'm going to read this study and maybe convince you, if you're in my age group, or maybe somebody in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and you're still doing that milk on your cereal thing. Adults who drank 1% or non-fat milk were found to age less biologically than adults who drank 2% or whole milk. This new study from Brigham Young University, BYU, analyzed milk fat intake. Now, how do they determine whether you're aging rapidly or not? Telomere length. Look it up. Telomere. These are the strands at the end of your DNA, which gets shared and replicated millions of times a day, all the time as part of the growing process. They're saying now that the longer your telomeres and the stronger your telomeres, the longer and healthier you live. I know I've used the analogy before. It's sort of like the strings that hold your laces or hold your tennis shoes together. And at the very end of those laces are a little plastic that holds all the strands together. You crack that plastic, and all the strands start to come apart. Same thing happens with our human body. Telomeres are nucleotide sequences at the end of the human chromosome, and their length is an indicator of biological aging. Says BYU exercise science professor Larry Tucker, who studied the correlation between milk consumption and telomere length in his recent report. The study analyzed dairy milk drinkers versus weekly milk drinkers, as well as milk fat content. The older a person is, the shorter their telomere length. And Tucker found that more high-fat milk participants drank, the shorter their telomere length. A total of 5,834, in case you thought this was just some small study, like 10 people, almost 6,000 were studied. 3,000 were women, almost 3,000 were men. About a third consumed whole milk. 30% drank 2% milk. 10% drank 1% milk. 17% drank non-fat milk. And only 13% did not drink whole cow's milk. I'm astounded that in today's world, we're still having, in this case, 87% of our population consuming some form of dairy. Those drinking 2% milk had telomeres that were 69 base pairs shorter than those drinking 1%. This translated to more than 4 biological years in age. The telomeres of whole milk drinkers were 145 base pairs shorter than non-fat milk drinkers. Those who did not drink cow's milk still had shorter telomeres than those who drank low-fat milk. Tucker noted the frequency of milk consumption was not found to be related to telomere length. It wasn't how much you drank. It was just if you drank it. Why was the amount of milk fat typically consumed by U.S. adults related significantly to telomere length in the present study, he asked. Although the exact mechanism is unknown, the fact that telomere length and genomic stability are highly related to, ready? I'm going to circle this, oxidative stress and inflammation. Cellular rusting, higher inflammation. Who invited the cow to dinner? The higher the oxidative stress, the higher the inflammation, the shorter you live. The most previous research in the correlation between adult milk consumption in either health or disease had been inconsistent until this study, but his findings align with the latest dietary guidelines for Americans, which recommended consumption of low-fat milk as part of a healthy diet. I totally disagree. The BYU study was published in the Journal of Oxidative Medicine and Cellular Longevity Journal, dated January 21st of this year. In case you ask where I get this kind of information. Now, if you need help with something like this, if you're concerned about cellular aging, if you're concerned that, my God, my skin's aging faster, I look older than I really am, are you drinking milk of any fat content? Are you? Perhaps you need to change. Perhaps you need to change. The Corona thing's still going strong, and we're still here. We are reducing our store hours next week, and we're going to start closing on Saturdays to give our staff a chance to stay at home during those times. I will be in here on Saturday mornings for a short period of time. We're still going to be available this way, doing online consultation time, face-to-face. You don't have to leave your house. If you don't know how to do this, just give us a call. We'll help you set that up. Do not let your health go by the wayside in the midst of this. I've had so many people that had scheduled times to discuss their hypertension or their diabetes or whatever, and they canceled. You can't do a pause for this or any other reason, especially not for the coronavirus. Stay at home, understandable. Do your thing, understandable. But don't give up on your health. So our staff's here. You can call us at 678-228-8900, 678-228-8900. Next time you go shopping and you see the people scour around. I had somebody said yesterday they were just looking for some cream for their coffee, and the dairy department was wiped out. And here comes the milkman, and he was just loading it up, and people scurried like flies on you know what. It's ridiculous. We don't need dairy. Sure, we like a piece of cheese every now and then, and I'm not going to fault you for that. But if you're drinking milk, you better make a decision soon. If you're giving it to your kids, you better make a decision soon. Don't want your kids aging faster than they should. Talking to my daughter this morning, she said, yeah, my 3.5, soon to be 4-year-old granddaughter, she's aging faster than she should. She thinks she's 21. I know. Hey, tomorrow on our YouTube Live, 12 noon tomorrow, new study comes out of West Virginia University down in Morgantown. Children with higher concentrations of a certain chemical in their blood are more likely to get cavities. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Is it fluoride? I'll let you think about that. Tomorrow at 12 noon, make sure you're with us. These videos can be seen at any time by going to our website at thenutritionshop.net, thenutritionshop.net, and check out our YouTube channel. Make sure you like it and join. It's free. And this education called Your Daily Dose will continue. All right. Anything else you need, please give us a call at 678-228-8900. Website is thenutritionshop, SHOPPE.net. God bless you, folks. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.